All right, we are live from Tender Journey. I am in the Babcock household right now. They have graciously invited me into their home. It helps that it's family. But we're going to try. I'm going to kind of repeat myself a couple times because it takes a minute to get it live on everybody's feeds. But I am Melissa from Tender Journey. Our mission at Tender Journey is to raise awareness that there are other ways to become a parent than the typical journey toward parenthood. So today we are talking with John and Stephanie Babcock about adoption. They are proud adoptive parents to their 2 children, and they're going to share us a little bit of information about the process and the emotional aspects and the policy aspects of things. And I'm just waiting for, I don't know that it's even really kicked on, so I apologize. We were game to start at about 7, and then I couldn't figure this live thing out. It's been a while since we did it. So we are hopefully going to be able to link in here with some people. So today, again, Stephanie and John Babcock, thank you so much for doing this. I think it is going to be really helpful to a lot of people. So if you're watching and adoption, foster care don't interest you, you're not questioning if you want to do it or not, please share the video. Our main goal here at Tender Journey is to educate people and share information, make other people feel less alone, that their journey toward parenthood they're not alone in it. So hopefully we can share that as much as we can. So if you can hit share this with your friends, that would be excellent. Stephanie and John agreed that they would answer some questions, so if you have any questions, please comment them down below in the comments, and they will do their best to answer them. If you've got a private question that you don't want people seeing your name with it, you can send it to Tender Journey in a message, and we will try to answer it. I'm not sure how it's going to work, being that I'm on my phone and the Tender Journey messages, I'd have to click in, so they may just pop up, or we'll have to open them later and answer them after the video. So we'll get to them either way. So I'm going to kind of pass it off, and John and Stephanie are going to give a little backstory about their journey towards adoption, and so we'll get going here. I'm pretty sure that we're all hooked up, but
hi there.
I don't know if it's got to be straight. Hang on.
Good like that.
I don't think it
Are
matters.
you good? All right, so this is John and Stephanie Babcock. Thank you so much for doing this.
Sure.
You're welcome.
But now I think I blocked our speaker down there, or our microphone. So, all right. So if you want to go ahead and kind of give everybody a little bit of a story about where your journey started, that would be awesome.
Sure.
And we got some viewers now, so we're
Our journey started about 4 years ago, last month. We started off as foster parents. We only have 1 viewer now. It was 2.
I think in the beginning.
Oh, we have 2 again.
All right. In the beginning, I think it takes a minute for it to click in. That's why I kind of was rambling.
All right, so go.
Okay, so it started 4 years ago. We started as foster parents, and initially our children had visits with their both biological parents, which was very difficult. After many chances, it took about 2.5 years before parental rights were terminated, and then another 6 months before we could legally adopt them. So the whole process took about 3 years from beginning to end.
It wasn't a typical adoption where you seek out a child and they're already don't have any parents who have custody of them. We had to go through the whole process of the termination and court hearings and visitation. So it drew out. It was quite a long process, but at the end it was totally worth it. And we've got 2 totally normal little kids. Didn't think we'd start a family this way.
For the most part, there are some difficulties when you get children through the foster care system, and it's very different, I'm sure, state by state. We're in Michigan. So here in Michigan, it's a very much focused on the biological parents, so their whole view is reunification of the family. So that's why it takes so very long and they give so many chances. So during that period of time, these children do go through a lot of psychological issues, So you're not really getting a very healthy, normal child all the time. So you kind of have to be prepared to be patient and go with the flow.
Yeah, you have to be very patient. You're going to see a lot of things, and you have, as a foster parent, not a whole lot of rights when it comes to the children. You're an advocate for them, but when it comes to the court hearings, you just got to keep your mouth shut, and you see a lot of things that drive you nuts, but it is the process. It's what we've been given, and you just have to stay on the journey and just pray that, good things will eventually come. Oh,
that was one of ours.
So again, we're on live with Stephanie and John Babcock, and they're two children peeping in here. If you have questions, please comment. They're kind of going over their adoption story, foster care system, all of that. So I just want to update because I know we got a new viewer in there.
We got a couple. So, it's been fluctuating from 3 to 5.
All right, very good.
And this is what you would get.
a normal family in the end here.
All right, guys.
They are.
Sit.
Yeah.
Go sit. Yeah, we're kind of normal. I don't know. If anyone has questions, throw them out there. Again, we're in Michigan, so every state, I'm sure, is different. Their process is different. We would advocate very much for, I know a lot of people do adoption outside of the country, which is very expensive. I would advocate very much to try the fostering to adopt. Thankfully, there are a lot of financial supports they will give you and continue to give you after adoption, so that's very helpful. And there are thousands upon thousands of children up for adoption in the foster care system today, as well as hundreds of thousands just in foster care for a place to stay before they find their forever home.
Some questions we do get, since I don't see any popping up, is what do you tell the children? So we were very upfront with them right from the beginning. So they know that they have biological parents that just aren't in their lives right now. Mm-hmm. And we just told them that, they can't be with you. They made bad choices. Maybe in the future when you're older, there might be an opportunity for that, but just not now. Because we didn't want to tell them one thing and then when they're 7 years old tell them, oh, by the way, you're adopted. We just want to knock that out right from the beginning. So even when they were in diapers, we've been telling them that.
Yeah.
So it won't be a surprise.
And our oldest was in therapy. There was a lot of post-traumatic stress and stuff from going to seeing biological parents to transitioning to us full time without seeing bio parents. And the therapist did say honesty is the best policy. Be gentle, but very honest. So, there will be no complex about that in the future.
So if someone is watching or does watch in the future, who's considering foster care or even trying to adopt through foster care, what is something that you think is really, really important for them to know about the process, and then something that was really rewarding and something really difficult, I guess, if we can...
Keep track of your paperwork.
Yes, there's a lot of paperwork, but also make sure you feel comfortable with your worker, and I would suggest going through a private agency to become licensed. They seem to have it much more together, and their caseloads are smaller than going through the state departments.
Yeah, we dealt with both. We started with the state, and then it was transferred over to contracted agency.
Yeah, private agency.
We still do discussions there. We'll come in for panel discussions and help out with their training they do with the new foster parents. We've kind of kept in contact with them. That was a good relationship.
And one big thing to know, don't be scared to, if you do become a foster parent, ask a lot of questions. And if a child has some issues that you don't think you can deal with, it's okay to say no. There are lots of other kids. We asked plenty of questions when we took in other foster children, and many we turned down because it wouldn't be a good fit, because you have to keep in mind a lot of these kids do have, abusive histories, and you have to make sure everyone in your house is going to be safe too. So be sure to ask a lot of questions up front, and the agencies have to answer them.
Sometimes they may not be so forthcoming with different assistance that they have for you and the child. So yeah, you do have to just ask a lot of questions, because some things aren't advertised.
Right. Like sexual or physical abuse, they may not tell you that up front.
What do you think has been the most rewarding part of adopting through the foster care system?
You know, it was a long road, and it was very painful, and I think to finally have it all completed, that was a big victory, and very peaceful, and we got 2 pretty cute kids. And today is National Adoption Day, I believe.
Yes.
And I am wearing my Tender Journey adoption pendant, which I have bought for several of my foster parent to adopt friends. And Tender Journey right now has a 50% off coupon code for the adoption pendant. So Christmas is coming. It's beautiful. It's in the larger size and I believe the smaller size. The coupon code is adoption. So I would check that out. I get a lot of compliments on it.
Nice plug.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem.
That wasn't part of the plan, but I appreciate it. Excellent. What were some other? I've been having a lot of interest in this lately. When I mentioned that I was going to interview you guys or talk about this, I had several people asking me questions, and I meant to make a list. I'm trying to. Oh boy. I'm trying to think of what the other questions were. How long from the time, and maybe you touched on this, and I'm going up from the time that you put in is it called an intent to adopt through the foster care? So you put that in, and then how long did it take before you even heard back, and then till it was finalized?
So you can't really put in your intent until the termination is done, and there's no parental rights. And the parents have 6 months to appeal it. So after that 6-month period, then you can go through with the adoption for finalization. So it took about 6 months from intent to finalization.
And then, so when was your adoption complete? It was
April 12th of 2015.
Okay. And this adoption day seems to be like it's a big deal, and it seems people seem to.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Like another birthday.
A lot of people use it as your got me date and celebrate it. I mean, it's special. We don't really necessarily celebrate it, but it is a special day. I mean, we still celebrate the kids' actual birthdays.
I can tell you the court hearing for me was probably the most rewarding part because there's there's a whole bunch of other kids there with their adoptive parents, and it's the one time people like going to court. You get to the judge, they absolutely love it. You bring your whole family, everyone takes pictures. It's a really exciting, rewarding, and just beautiful experience.
It is.
So if someone's considering foster care, you say yes for this reason, and maybe not if you're not. What's your words of advice, I guess?
It's difficult. It depends on it's situational. It's really situational. So if anybody watching has any questions regarding that, we have the little feed up, and I don't see any questions. I see a few viewers, but no questions yet. But again, we're pretty big advocates for foster care. It's difficult because there's a lot of difficult children in foster care. Hey, Carrie. Carrie's on.
All right. That lets us know. Thanks, Carrie. Lets us know that it's working. And Carrie, can you hear everything good? I feel like I covered the microphone there, but.
I love you, Carrie.
Oh.
Maya said she loves you, Carrie.
Who is Carrie?
Lily's aunt.
Paul's sister. Uncle Paul's sister.
Lily's Lily's mom is here.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
John
You got it, girl.
and Stephanie's house.
Yes, that's right.
We're mom and dad
I
to you,
think
little
she's-
girl.
Yeah,
Are you telling Lily in there? She's.
And
Yep.
Lily.
All right.
All right,
You can
cool.
hear us. Cool.
Good.
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 So yeah, I mean it's situational, but we would advocate for fostering. You know, it's difficult. You want to make sure that both of you are on board with it because it is a difficult thing to do. And again, we did foster respite care also, which gives other foster parents a break. And there's our dogs. And then we would take kids for emergency placements while they found another full-time placement. But again, you want to ask a lot of questions and make sure it's a suitable fit for your family and it won't put anyone in your family at danger or it won't be overwhelming for your family.
Yeah, you have to have everyone on board.
You just need like something to help you or something.
Thank you, Maya.
Thank you, Maya.
You can go live on
You
Facebook
can
later.
Save people if you just help your mom and dad. That's it.
Beautiful.
Do you have any more questions?
Yeah. What kind of
What
things
did
does the school need to know any of this information? How do you deal with that? And then what?
A lot of when you register the kids for school, if you have a foster child, the worker pretty much turns in the majority of that paperwork. Again, a lot of the kids in foster care may have like an IEP, so the school will need to know that. So you'll register for, the special education classes and services. But again, in foster care, the workers are very instrumental in helping with that. But as of now, with our kids being fully adopted, there's nothing we really have to disclose. They have our last name, we're their parents on the birth certificate. So there's nothing out of the ordinary we need to disclose anymore since they're adopted.
Very good. If there's anything else you think people should know about adopting or about foster care, you can share it.
There are thousands of kids out there every day that are looking for homes. I think if you can make the room in your house and your heart to adopt or to at least foster or respite, I would suggest you at least look into it because there are a lot of kids looking for homes.
Yep.
All right, thank you so much for doing this, you guys. Hopefully, if people could, I'm gonna peek into, if this came up on your feed, if you could share it, just share it with your friends. You never know who is interested or considering adoption or foster care. So if you could share this
Those
video,
sisters.
yep, that's my sister. You're right, Mama. So if you are interested in it, or not even interested in it, share it. Let's try and change the topic around parenthood. That it doesn't come in black and white. There are other stories and other journeys toward parenthood that we should be more comfortable talking about and asking questions. So any questions that you add later, I know we didn't have a lot of live viewers, but with my other videos, I know that people watch later on. It is a Saturday night, so it's kind of difficult, but if you watch it later and you have questions, if you comment them, it is my sister and brother-in-law, so I have contact with them pretty much daily. They'll answer anything.
We will.
And then anything, if you don't want to comment it, again, you can put it in my private messages, and they'll get back to you about anything that you have questions about or that you're interested in learning more about. So thank you so much, you guys, for doing this.
No problem.
Sure.
All right.
And thanks to all our 2 viewers, Mom and Carrie.
All right. Thanks, guys. We're going to end it, and then the video should be available shortly. It takes a minute for it to all process. So, all right. Thanks,
All right.
everybody.
Thank you.